All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to NorCal Sports Network Morning Game Plan Show. And we've got you here for the next 15, 20 minutes or so. We're going to discuss the San Francisco Giants, as you can see in the background there. And my light switch thing is not working here. Got it right in the way there. Sorry about that. Hitting some wrong controls this morning. But my 49ers studio, it's a little, for some reason, when I turn this studio around, the lighting is not as good. And so I need to add light, and it's covering up my my board here. So welcome in, everyone. Good morning to you, Mark. As everybody starts to step in. I know this show, the last couple days, we missed Friday and yesterday morning game plan, and we're not going to be able to make it every morning just simply because some mornings I've got other things going with my business. But guys, welcome again. NorCal Sports Network, not to be confused with some imposters out there. Kind of new shows popping up, kind of mimicking our name here. So I guess that's a flattery. What do they say? Imitation is the best form of flattery. When someone wants to try and come off of our name and use our success here at NCSN, NorCal Sports Network, the network that provides you some pretty good analysis and brings you some expert guests. I'm working on a few others right now and still waiting to hear back from some of these people. But the moment we get some of those guests, we will bring them to you and announce that. So, guys, Deebo Samuel now going out with a calf injury, expected to miss 2 to 4 weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 4 weeks, maybe longer. That's going to be hopefully that's all it is a calf and doesn't turn into an Achilles tendonitis like what CMC's suffering. But I think this is going to be a week where the Niners can get by. The Rams are really hurting. The Rams are, dealing with their own injuries right now. Hold on here. Is that getting in the way? It sure is. My light. Let me move that. Hold on here. Let me get that out of the camera's eye. There we go. All right. Yeah, I think Deebo, the Niners can get by. The Rams are really hurting with injuries. Hey, look, we got Robert Rocco. I like that. He says, I'm a Dodgers fan, but I think Dan does an awesome job. He's not a Giants homer. Hey, thanks, Robert. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try not to be a homer because I hate listening to homers talk about a team that is a bad team. The Giants are awful. You're fortunate. You got a great ownership group that down in LA that wants to win and will do whatever it takes to win, and they'll pay money to get the right guys in. And I respect that. I'm not a Dodger fan, obviously, but I always have respect for people that do things the right way, and the Dodgers are cleaning up right now. MF says, Dan Pearsall getting shot by a minor has screwed Niners. It's hurt, but Ricky's only got to miss 2 more games. Got the Rams and then New England, and then he should be back for week 5 against, Arizona? 49ers schedule? I don't have it up. Let me pull that schedule up. I think they got week 5. They've got, let's pull this up here. We got it right here. Okay, yeah. They got the Cardinals in week 5. They got the Rams, Patriots, Cardinals, and then they go Thursday night to Seahawks. So Pearsall should be back for that Cardinal game. I don't think Deebo will be back possibly. My guess is is it's maybe for the Chiefs, if all it is truly a calf strain, that Seahawk game on October 10th, Thursday night, is going to be maybe a little too soon. It's just a guess. I mean, you're looking at Rams and then Patriots. That's 2 games. Cardinals 3, and they said a few weeks. The Seahawks, it's really like 3.5. I think you're going to have to wait till the Chiefs game to see Deebo, but you won't see CMC for that game, I don't believe, even though he'll be eligible. CMC has to miss 3 more games, which would be the Rams, Patriots, Cardinals. I don't think you see CMC back. Let's hope you do. We do. But the Niners, you got to have depth, and they've got some depth. And remember, they've got a solid defense. They're going to have to, and Spencer Stewart's exactly right. The BA is going to have to step up. BA is not in game shape. He's still, to me, looks like 3 weeks away from getting in game shape. The holdouts have definitely hurt. The Niners got to learn this. Going into, the Niners should have given Ayuk an ultimatum and said, you're in camp and either signed, or if you're not going to be signed, if you're not here, we're not going to offer you anymore. Here's our offer. They put the $30 million offer out a month earlier, and he dragged it and dragged it and dragged it. And, I think you see how important training camp is. I would have a few weeks earlier just said, hey, sign it or we're getting rid of you. And we don't care. You're important, but you know what? You're one man of a 53-man roster, which is really closer to a 70-man roster when you consider the practice squad. So forget this players, Brandon Ayuk is not – he's not Justin Jefferson. We saw that, right? He's not CeeDee Lamb. He's not – who are some of the other top receivers? Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill. I mean, all these guys I've named, I don't think Brandon Ayuk is as good as Amon St. Brown, Ross St. Brown. Maybe he's right in that category. He's right with those guys. But $30 million, to me, that's, I don't know. And then Deebo, how often is Deebo hurt? How many games has Deebo missed in the last couple years? He had that great year in 21 and then holds out for this contract 22. 22, he misses a lot of games. He's 23 last year, he misses games. Now he's missing games in 24. I'm at the point that, look, start drafting top receivers out of the draft, out of college, and go with these young guys and forget these $20-30 million contracts for some of these guys. And I would have traded personally Ayuk before the draft and got somebody's number 1 pick and saved myself all that grief and the money. And I would have picked a top receiver coming out of college. Look, the college game today, guys, is so much more pro style. It's really, these receivers coming out of college are ready right away. The top receivers. We saw so many receivers, rookie wide receivers last year, and we'll see more this year, that are ready to contribute day one. I don't know why Kyle, hopefully he gives Pearsall a shot, but he hasn't done much, with rookies. I mean, remember Ayuk was in the doghouse for 1 to 2 years with Kyle. And I know Kyle has this system and everything, and he's got to, get these guys up to what he wants. But, there's some talented players coming out, and the 49ers are putting themselves in a position with a few more injuries. It's going to be tough because they got to, especially to some of their higher paid players, because that salary cap can really get you if you can't stay healthy. So, and I'm with Robert. I feel good about the Niners this year. I think it's such a long season. They've played 2 games. They're 1-1. We're looking at 15 more games. Other teams we've already seen are hurting. The Eagles have lost. The Lions have lost. The Cowboys have lost. The Packers have lost. I mean, the Vikings aren't going undefeated. The Seahawks aren't going undefeated. The Rams are 0-2. So the better teams, the Saints are 2-0. They're not going undefeated. Look, everybody is going to lose a minimum in the NFC, a minimum of 3 games. That's just facts. Okay. Nobody's going better than 14-3. And the likelihood is that everybody loses 4 or more. And we know some of the mid teams are going to lose nine games, whether it's Minnesota in that realm or, the teams that are going to lose 8-9 games always. There's a big bunch of people that are going to be 8-9, 9-8, all right? Because there is parity. And then the better teams, the Giants, I keep saying Giants because I do too much Giants. 49ers, Detroit. To me, 49ers and Detroit are the class of the NFC, and they're going to win a minimum of 11 games, okay? Both teams. So you're looking at 11-6. The question is, who can win 12 or 13? And the team that wins 12 or 13, I think 13 will probably get you the number 1 seed. The question is it come down to the 49ers' second to the last game against Detroit on Monday night in San Francisco, where that game is for the number 1 seed. Who else could compete for the number 1 seed, guys? I would say that maybe Philadelphia, maybe Dallas. I don't know. Philadelphia looked awful last night. They could not move the ball without A.J. Brown. That was a big loss, losing A.J. Brown out for the game. The Eagles looked really weak. They looked bad. A lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties. Yeah, Spencer, it's the second to the last game. The Lions. And he says Philly's D still isn't good. Philly didn't look good last night. I had him in my Survivor League, unfortunately. I didn't know A.J. Brown when I picked him wasn't going to play. I should have changed it. I almost changed it at the last minute to the Sunday night game and took Houston over Chicago. By the way, did you guys watch the Chicago Sunday night game? I did not think that Chicago's quarterback Williams, to me, overrated right now. A lot of bad passes, a lot of floating passes, not a lot of zip on the ball. I'm not impressed. Maybe he turns around. Carolina's already benched Bryce Young. What do you guys think of that? Bryce Young being benched, the number 1 overall draft pick last year over C.J. Stroud. How is that? The fortunes of a franchise. Had Carolina drafted C.J. Stroud, Carolina would be on the up because C.J. Stroud is a winner. He's a leader. Bryce Young looks to me like he's a high school quarterback out there playing among men. He does not look like the quarterback he was at Alabama. Very undersized, very poor at reading defenses, very poor decision making, not a good passer. Pathetic organization. Carolina is kind of like the Chicago White Sox in baseball. I mean, they are bad. That is a historically bad team. Yeah, who's a sleeper? Robert Roca. Well, Robert, I'll give you one sleeper. I picked New Orleans to win their division. And right now, New Orleans looks like very, very tough. They've always had that good defense led by kind of Cam Jordan has been the leader of that defense. They've got some speed. They've got Alvin Kamara back in the backfield. I picked the Saints. My playoff teams, I don't remember exactly all the playoff teams I chose. Let me take a look and see if I can recall it here. I think I went with, in the AFC, I picked who did I pick to win the AFC East? I think I might have picked Miami, which looking bad right now. I don't think Miami without Tua is going to be good. Definitely picked Buffalo as a wild card. I picked the Ravens and the Ravens to win, Houston to win their division, and I picked the Chiefs. And my wild cards in the AFC were Buffalo, Cincinnati, and I think I did a sleeper pick, which looks like a terrible pick, the Colts. I was just looking for that sleeper pick, and maybe the Jets hang in there. Colts not looking good. In the NFC, I picked I can't remember which division winner I picked, either the Eagles or the Cowboys, and I had the other as a wild card. I picked Detroit, I picked the Saints, and I picked the Niners to win the West. My wild cards were either Philadelphia or Dallas. They're interchangeable. Cleveland, no, not Cleveland. What am I talking about? Green Bay and the Rams. Rams 0-2. That's they should be. One team in the AFC I'm looking at here that I think you can. Let me just pull this up here. Hold on here. I'm looking for. Okay, for the AFC, what do we got here? Right, hold on here. Let me just pull this up here. Close that. Okay, Ryan says, don't sleep on his Broncos. I got one thing I can tell you for your Denver Broncos, Ryan, and that would be this right here.
The lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.
There you go, Ryan. That's for your Denver Broncos. Turn out the lights. The party's over after 2 games. Yeah. That is it. The Broncos look to me like a 7-11 team. Your Denver, or not quite. I guess that's when they play 18 games. 7-10. Your Denver Broncos, 7-10. Okay. They'll show up a couple games. as every NFL team does. Sean Payton is still there, so that'll give him a couple wins. His offensive schemes are pretty good. But I think I'm still going to stick with my Super Bowl picks. I picked Detroit, and I picked what did I pick? Detroit and Houston. I think that's what I did. I want to see the Niners. I think the Niners get to the NFC championship game, and if they're hosting it, I'll look to reserve changing my pick because I want the Niners there. It's going to all depend on how the Niners are playing and how are they doing injury wise. So, no, Ryan, your Denver Broncos are not God. They are what they are. Is he says our defense looks God. I know what he meant. He meant good, but I'm just going to play with Ryan right now and tell you your team is god awful. How's that? God awful. Okay. I love Ryan. He's like one of those San Francisco Giants Homer fans. I'm just going to keep supporting him. You know what, Ryan is the Denver Broncos version of Robert Rothberg for the San Francisco Giants. That's right. I said it. Ryan, you are Robert Rothberg of the San Francisco Giants. They're going to be 0-6, and he's going to be saying, we got this thing. We're going to run the table. We're going to run the table. And now he's saying Bo Nix is greater than Purdy. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Now we're talking trash. We're doing some trash talking in the chat. I love it. Hey, let's put this one up there for everybody to see, and let's give Ryan our treatment, shall we, everybody? A 1 and a 2 and a 3. That's for you, Ryan. Okay. All right. That was for Ryan. Oh, wow. Ryan, don't go down the Robert Rothberg path. Okay. Don't lose your credibility there. Yes. And I love Robert Rothberg. Robert Rothberg called into our show a couple weeks ago. And, Robert's I understand where Robert's coming from. He just supports the team. He's a fan, and he just believes and believes and believes in his team. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're doing a show like I am, you can't sit here and be rah-rah and tell everybody how great your team is when they suck, because no one will believe in you. You'll have zero credibility. So when I tell you the San Francisco Giants stink, and I told you that from day one, I told you that they were going to not make the playoffs this year. I told you they're going to finish in 4th place, and they're going to finish under 500. Everything I said came out to be exactly that. And I told you the Dodgers would run away with the division over the Giants. I mean, the Padres are clinging. They're coming. They're only a couple, 2.5, 3 games behind the Dodgers right now. But I think LA probably figures a way to hold on. But look out for the Padres in the playoffs. I'm telling you, they're going to be dangerous. That bullpen, they can hit. Their pitching's good. Their bullpen, and the games get shorter in the playoffs because teams rely on their bullpens. And the Padres went and, AJ Preller went and added to his bullpen. So Yeah, Spencer, you're right. 74 to I think he meant 74 to maybe 78 wins. I'm not sure what. Maybe he meant 84. I'm not sure. I said it right in there. 75 to 79 is where I predicted the Giants to end up. Right now, they're 72 and 78 and 74 to 77. Okay. Yeah. I think I said 74, 78, somewhere 79. I can't remember. 75. I know it was 75, but we'll see. I think the Giants, they've got 12 games left. They've got a tough 9-game road trip. They'll be lucky to win 2 games on this road trip, in my opinion. We'll see. We'll see. They'll probably get 2. Probably go 2-7. Somewhere they're going to get swept. I don't know if it's Baltimore, KC, or Arizona. Arizona's going to be a tough place to play because Arizona's clinging for their playoff lives. If you guys look at what's going on in Major League Baseball in the standings, guys, it's really something right now. You know what? I'll pop that up for you guys so we can take a look at this, because the wild card is getting very interesting. And let's just take a quick peek before we head out of here, and we'll be back tonight. Yankees now have a 3-game lead on Baltimore, and then Cleveland looks like they've got the division. They're up by 5. Houston still got to play Seattle. Seattle's closing. They've won 3 in a row, and they've got a 3-game series. They're going to have to sweep the Astros. That's coming up soon. And in the National League, the Phillies have the division wrapped up. They'll clinch here in the next couple of days, and probably 3 more days. Milwaukee will probably clinch tonight or tomorrow night the Central Division. The Dodgers are up 3.5 over the Padres. And I told you the Giants would finish at least 18 games out behind the Dodgers, or maybe I said 20. Whatever I said, I still think 20 will come to fruition as well. Because I think the Giants end up with maybe 76 wins, and 75, 76, and the Dodgers should win 95 plus. Let's take a look at the wild card, shall we? Because that's interesting. The wild card right here. Baltimore's pretty much in, but you look at 4 teams right here. Seattle's close to within 2. Remember last year, Seattle blew it and missed the playoffs altogether and lost out in their series to closing out the season to Seattle. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Kansas City? Kansas City's loving that they got the Giants coming to town this week. But Minnesota, Detroit, and Seattle, all within. Look at the Tigers. The Tigers have climbed. The Tigers have won 2 in a row, but they've won 7 out of 10. Tigers are climbing. They are a game and a half behind Minnesota. And don't they play Minnesota tonight, guys? Let me look. And the Detroit Tigers, no, they're playing Kansas City. They're playing Kansas City. I knew they were playing, but the Twins are playing Cleveland. So the Tigers are chasing both the Twins and the Royals, and the Mariners right behind them. So this is going to be a fun 2 weeks. 12 games left for everybody, guys. 12 games left for all the teams. So this will be good. And then the National League, look at this, guys. there's 3 teams. One of them's going to get eliminated. It's going to be either the Diamondbacks, the Mets, or the Braves. What do you guys think? Who's going to end up the odd man out? Is it Atlanta, the New York Mets, or the Arizona Diamondbacks? The Mets and the Braves play each other. They could knock each other up. And there's not easy schedule. If I was betting, I would say that, you know what? Let me take a look at the Mets' remaining schedule. Let me just look on my phone here real quick. And I'll tell you, I'll pull up their schedules and we'll look and see which team has the easier schedule. The Diamondbacks are playing in Colorado, and then they go to Milwaukee for 4 starting Thursday. That's tough. Then they have the Giants at home for 3 and the Padres home for 3. Man, the Diamondbacks close with 10 tough games, or not 10 tough games, 6 out of 10. They got the Giants, they got the Rockies for 2 and the Giants for 3. So if they can split in Milwaukee and then home, I think the Diamondbacks are going to find their way in. All right, let's take a look at the next team. Let's look at the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves schedule, they just finished up with the Dodgers. They've got 3 in Cincinnati starting tonight. They've got 3 in Miami, and then they come home for the Mets and the Royals. Wow. 6 games to finish the homestand. 3 against the Mets, 3 against the Royals. Okay. Now we want to take a look at, we've looked at the Diamondbacks. We just looked at the Braves. Let's look at the Mets, the New York Mets. The Mets schedule is this. They've got Washington right now at home. Then they got Philly for 4. Now, don't forget the Philly, and then they go to Atlanta for 3 and to Milwaukee at 3. Don't forget, guys. Let's go back at these standings and take a look at the league standings, the National League. Look at the Phillies and Dodgers and Brewers. So the Phillies are playing for something and the Brewers are playing for something. So the Mets have the Phillies for 4, Atlanta for 3, and Milwaukee for 3. The Mets look like they have the toughest schedule. Wow. If the Mets can get in, but the Mets have a 1-game lead on Atlanta. I'm going to say that the Mets somehow get knocked out of this. And you're right, Marcus. A healthy Braves team would have run away with the wild card. Yeah, they're missing Acuna. They're missing Spencer Strider, Austin Riley. 3 studs they've lost for this season. And then they lost Michael Harris, the second, for quite a while too. And Ozzie Albies. Yeah, they lost Albies and Albies might come back here soon, but they lost Albies and Riley. Yeah, the Braves were decimated. So it's going to be interesting. Even the Padres got to watch themselves. So that's why the Padres came in here, and I predicted that they would win at least 2 or 3 and possibly sweep the Giants, because Padres are playing for something. So, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting finish. Something to watch, guys. So we appreciate you being here. We'll be back tonight at guys, I'm hit. It's pretty funny. Hit a bomb there. Okay, come on here. We'll be back tonight at 8 o'clock. Still working on a special guest. See if I've heard from him yet. No, I haven't heard back from him. Trying to get him on the show tonight. I don't know if I will. But keep working at it. Keep working at it, guys. Thanks for being here. We know you have other choices. Got other things going on in your day. Thanks for joining NorCal Sports Network. You guys have a great day. We'll be back tonight, 8 o'clock, Giants postgame against the Baltimore Orioles. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. See you guys tonight. And don't forget, as you're on your way out, hit the like button. I know we don't have as many here. Hit the like button if you would. It really helps push this show out. This is a morning show. Do us a favor and hit that like button. Appreciate y'all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.